change mindset, especially about women? A very pertinent question, I would say. Does literature actually enjoy that power to change the way people think about women? Let's hear our panelists deliberate on that. So I would like to invite on stage our panelists, Ms. Pratibha Rai, Mr. Maulvi Mohammad Madani, Ms. K.R. Meera, and Ms. Monica Das. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them? Ms. Pratibha Rai is a household name in Odisha in most parts of India through her translated works. She became famous for her novel Jagya Seni Draupadi, which fetched her the Murti Devi Award. She received the Sahitya Akademi Award for short story collection Ulanghan in 2000. She's also the recipient of Padma Shri in 2007 and the Bharatiya Gyanpith Award in 2011. Mr. Maulana Mahmud Madani represents the third generation of a century-old legacy of struggle for freedom, equality, social justice, and human rights. He was elected to Rajya Sabha as a candidate of Rashtriya Lok Dal from 2006 to 2012. Besides organizing about 40 anti-terrorism conferences all over the country, he's also organized a World Peace Conference at Deoband and Delhi. Ms. K.R. Meera is a well-known writer and columnist in Malayalam. She won the Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award in 2009 for her short story, Ave Maria. She's also written the screenplay of 4 Malayalam serials and was credited as the associate writer for the Malayalam film Ore Kadal that won the national award. Ms. Monica Das is an academic activist who is engaged with gender and socio-economic issues concerning women. As a member of the International Association for Feminist Economists, she presented research papers in different universities across the globe. She's also on the board of cultural committees of DD and has produced films for Prasar Bharati. She has authored books on gender studies and written articles on heritage. I would now request Ms. Pratibha Rai to take this session forward from here. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's really my privilege to be associated with this prestigious literary festival, which focuses on regional literature also. This literary function has been a very successful function in Odisha, and it has become a meeting point of thinking minds from across the country. Congratulations and thanks to Indian Express for their noble venture, and I welcome all the stalwarts on the dais and all my friends, writer friends, literature lover friends of the dais. I welcome all of you for this session. You already know the topic, can literature change the mindset, especially for women? I don't know why. It could be, can literature change the mindset? That is enough, whether it is man or woman. Okay, I'm very happy that Indian Express has emphasized women, because women are always the focus in literature and life. Without women, there is no world, there is no mankind, that you know. And this topic for the day, today's topic, reminds me of Freud, who once lamented that after decades of research into the feminine soul, he failed to get an answer to a simple question, that what does a woman want? Instead, he was asking himself, instead, I should have researched on what a woman is all about. So readers and authors, after that, together continue to unravel the mystery that is mankind, especially the woman, who is a very complex psychosocial theme throughout centuries or more than centuries, 1,000 years old literature, in scriptures, in epics, and in modern literature also. Women is the central focus in all the literature, in all the era. The topic also indicates that a mental attitude or a mental set has already been said about women. We have a mental set attitude about women, how the woman should be. We said this is not womanly, this is manly, this is womanly, because an attitude has already been said about man and women. So, who has said that attitude? Who? How the attitude has been set about man or woman? As we know, the scriptures, the Puranas, describe Indian women as goddesses like Sita, Savitri, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Anusya, etc. But in reality, a contradictory state of affairs exists. We see a suffering, sacrificing, weeping, silent woman, an ideal daughter, wife, mother, etc. in literature, who has been the role model for women for centuries. We rarely see an achiever who happens to be a woman. So where is the real woman? Where is the real woman? The real woman is, we are not finding the real woman in literature and also in life. So we are in search of the real woman. Transformation, revolution, change begin in the mind while going through a text. Is it true? It is a question. Whether transformation begins while going through a text or a story. It shows that literature can set mind. We have seen why we say women should be like this, because a mindset has been set by our scriptures. So literature can set the mindset. If literature can set the mindset, then literature can also change the mindset. Therefore, this is the topic today. Mindset change, though it is time-taking, it is really a big idea for changing the mindset, and especially about women. And even a greater idea because it is mindset about women, not only changing the mindset about women. I would like to quote Tobias Wolff, a great writer, who said, "I was changed by literature, not by cautionary literature, but by the truth as found in literature." He says, but by the truth found in literature. Whether literature has reflected the reality of life or not. Literature opened up, made more alert, and called to a greater truthfulness, not just in my writing, in my life as well. Tobias Wolff said, I, as a fiction writer, feel being transformed a bit after portraying the characters in my novel. Mindset is a bipolar process. Positive portrayal of woman or man, maybe, anything, by the author, and the right perception, right understanding of the readers. Perhaps Indian Express devoted this session to search the real woman, to change the mindset from today. Of course, it has already begun with the modern education. Now our girls, our daughters, our future generation girls, they are changing. But that is not enough. Mindset of man should also change. I have a question to all of you. Does a reader of literary works behave differently after their reading experiences than they would have otherwise? My question is, does a reader of literary works behave differently after their reading experiences than they would have otherwise? This is my question. Now, this question will be discussed by the panelists, and I will request all the panelists to take comfortably 9 to 10 minutes so that we have some time for the audience to ask some questions. So we should begin. Now I open the discussion, and we should start from, whose name is there? I think we should start from Honorable Maulana Mahmood Madal.
थोड़ा चांस दे देंगे, लास्ट में कर लेंगे तो बेहतर होगा जी, नेक्स्ट में कर लीजिए.
So now I will request K.R. Mira, my dear K.R. Mira, to speak about I think
Good
you
afternoon,
can speak for
everybody.
9 minutes. 9 minutes.
If I exceed, please stop me. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I am so happy to be in this forum because very rarely do we, the regional writers, get a platform to speak on. So thank you very much. And the topic we have to discuss today is, can literature change the mindset of the society, particularly about women? My question is, if literature can't change the mindset, I would like to ask, how did he created this particular mindset? Isn't it through literature? Isn't it through the religious texts, the moral stories, the bedtime stories? We have always been telling ourselves, our children, from generation to generation. So the question should be paraphrased as like this: can literature change the mindset of the society created from literature? So that's kind of finding an antidote for some medicine some vaccine which already had been administered. In Malayalam, we had a very famous critic, Mr. K.P. Appan. He's no more right now. Once he wrote, in fact, that literature has no effect on society. The reason he gave for that was, he quoted a story. We have a very famous poem titled Mambalam, or Mango Fruit, written by Vailopalli Sridhara Menon, one of our legendary poets. So the story of this poem was, a young mother is looking at the mango tree in her courtyard, and she's thinking about her son, who, when was a child, tried to pluck the mango flowers, beaten up by the mother, and in anguish, the child was saying, I won't be coming to pluck the mango fruit. So, in the poem, the child dies. As he prophesied, he couldn't pluck the mango fruit. And the poem ends like this: "O kids, you are divine gifts who can prophesy the future." This has been very famous in Malayalam, and all of us start learning Malayalam literature, learning this poem. So almost all of us know the poem by heart. So K.P. Appan had written that, had literature had any effect on the society, would any mother would beat up her child after reading such a poem? From generation to generation, mothers have been beating up their kids, though they have read this poem. So literature has no effect on on the society at all. But I may say that while reading this poem, we are all influenced by this poem. We would vow to ourselves that we'll never beat children. We will never make children cry. Though after some time, we forget this. And the mindset about women, particularly the way we have built it up in India, was of course through literature, through the stories. All our gender values have been created and preserved and propagated through literary works only. We can't deny this. But looking back, in the Kerala context, we see that women writers have, of course, changed and transformed the gender values by claiming their space in the literary sphere only. For example, in 1915, there was a writer named Kunju Kuti Amma Tangachi. And she has written in that age that women have to be liberated, women have to be granted social freedom if they have to produce good literature, it's world-class literature. So they were talking about, she was talking about the women's liberation even at such an early stage, like 1915. Now coming to 1930s, there was K. Saraswati Amma, who asked whether there is a middle way possible between a woman being commodified and being revered as a Devi. Afterwards comes Lalitambika Antarjanam and Balamani Amma, who were talking about the family ideals and the relationship of the role of women in family, preserving the family institution. Then comes Kamala Das. She had questioned the very morals which preserved the family setup in Kerala. And afterwards came Sarah Joseph, who said a woman should claim her space in the public sphere. And along with her was Chandramati, who found out that the best way to question a society was to laugh at them. And then comes the generation of a lot of youngsters, including me. And it was like each of them was opening a door or window, coming out from the kitchen, moving on to the bedroom, to the drawing room, and then to the courtyard, and then to the outside world. So, if literature can't change this mind, if literature was totally a failure in changing the mindset of the readers, how could we, the young writers, could write so openly, so fearlessly? So I definitely think that there is no overnight remedy which literature offers in changing the mindset of the society. But certainly, one by one step at a time, we do change it. The proof for that, I would say, that was seen in Delhi during the gang rape incident, when a lot of young men came out in the open shouting slogans that a woman's body is hers. So this brings us a dramatic change in our outlook. And I strongly believe that it's all because of literature, a group of writers writing for all these ages.
After Kamala Das writing, whether it has some impact on women writers of Kerala?
Had Kamala Das not been there, I don't think Malayalam, especially the women's writing in Malayalam, would have been the same.
Then you say that the literature has impact. Literature has definitely changed
It has such
the
an
mindset.
impact that,
Mindset. Literature changed the mindset of women writers.
of course, what I'm arguing is that it may not change overnight.
No,
But certainly-
no change can occur overnight. It
Yeah,
is a very
but
slow
certainly,
process.
if there are so many writers writing strongly and arguing strongly
Okay.
for the same cause, it certainly influence any society, which we can see from the history of in revolution in Russia or even in Kerala, where during the days of communist struggle, there were so many good writers, very good writers, writing for the same cause, and it has affected the mindset of the society. But in the case of gender values, unfortunately, only women writers come forward to shout for their rights.
Okay.
Had the male writers were also there
Okay.
with us, just like
No.
as it happened in Delhi,
Mr. Abdul
it would have been a different case.
Is there, you'll say. Of course, changing mind is, change of mind is different than change of mindset. Change of mind is immediate, you can see, it is visible. But change of mindset is not visible, it is unconscious, it is time taking. And what you say about the gender value, it is very difficult. Our topic is whether, no, you told that gender value is not, our topic is change of mindset by literature. Okay, thank you very much. Then Kerala women writers, they are changing their mindset by Kamala Das writing and many other women writers. They have some impact. You said Kamala Das, after Kamala Das writing, many women writers come forward to write openly many things. So that means it has impact on changing the mindset. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now I request Monica, Dr. Monica, Professor Monica Das, to place her view. She has done a lot of work on this girl child and women literature, women cause. She has done a lot of things, and you can go through her biodata. You will be very much impressed. I request Monica to place her views in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mrs. Rai. Good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here. It's an honor, in fact, and a pleasure to be in my hometown and speaking about a topic which is very close to my heart. I have been doing studies on gender and have written a couple of books. But kudos to Indian Express for having taken up this topic of literature with women's status, with women's issues being the backdrop. I congratulate them again. Now, looking at what the status of women, it has been over so many years and is now, we really need to talk about it. And it was really called for. This title was really very, very apt for the times. Now, I would like to start with a quotation from a Nigerian poet, philosopher, Chinua, as most of you would be aware, Chinua Achebe, Anthills of the Savannas, talking about stories and mindset. So this is just an attempt to set the tone. He says, only the story can go beyond. It is the story that saves our progeny from blundering like blind beggars into the spikes of the cactus fence. The story is our escort. Without it, we are blind. Does the blind man own his escort? No, neither do we the story. Rather, it is the story that owns us and directs us. So, the stories are very, very important insofar as changing mindsets are concerned. Like Mrs. Rai said, changing minds is different from, changing mind is episodic, whereas changing mindsets is is a long-term kind of thing which lasts, which sustains. So changing mindsets, I mean, there have been various studies all over the world where they have depicted how stories have changed minds. Now, even before I go into those studies, I would like to point out that stories as different from other, I mean, literature is a whole body of writing. Even if you refer to emails or Twitter or what have you, those, if they can be called literature, but literature in the truest sense is something which arouses empathy. So this is what stands out about literature, that it arouses empathy because of the fact that we are more engaged, because it takes a long time to read a novel or a fiction or a good piece of literature. So our engagement with literature, since it's of a prolonged, for a prolonged period of time, it sets you thinking, sets you debating about the points that have been made, and the reader relates it to the real life situations. Now, I have, let me just tell you about the Global Mind Change, written by Willis Harman. He observes that throughout history, the really fundamental changes in societies have come about not from the dictates of governments and the results of battles, but through vast numbers of people changing their minds. Sometimes only a little bit, because the way these changes of mind occur, the effects can appear sudden and spontaneous. We tend to think of creative minorities, leading philosophers, religious thinkers, scientists, artists, who infuse society with new ideas. But, as Daniel Yankelovich points out in the New Rules, every now and then, now this is important, every now and then, a new way of conceiving life and its meaning arises spontaneously from the great mass of the population. Now, so far as women writers are concerned, starting from Mary Wollstonecraft, you must have heard of her, about her, 1792, she wrote this Vindication of Rights of Women. And later, John Stuart Mill wrote about the subjection of women, which started the whole revolution in the ideas concerning women. But a lot has happened after that. In fact, it has been observed widely that Mary Wollstonecraft, which Amartya Sen mentions very frequently about her, even in one of the feminist economics meetings, he was mentioning about it, and I am also quite impressed by, she took in fact the lead to change mindsets regarding women. So what I wish to state here is that mindsets have been changed over the ages. In fact, after Mary wrote her book, there have been changes in the 1890s in the American policies, the way the government is run, the attitude towards women, the freedom that should be given to women, all these were included in the policy matters. Now, this is how so many changes have occurred all over the world after reading books. Now, there has been an experiment carried out by a group of scientists, and it was recently published in the journal called Science, where they had studied a group of people who read all kinds of literature, but those who read the literature concerning, the stories, those were found to be more empathetic. In fact, I can even quote them here. The study found that those who read literary fiction scored higher on empathy, social perception, emotional intelligence, than all of the others. And the question is why? Because they believe the complexities in literature, fiction, require readers to make inferences through use of their imagination, Somehow, this plays a more active and participative role. The reader here plays a more active and participative role. And that point which stands out with this reading of this kind of literature is empathy. So empathy is aroused. Now, when empathy is aroused, there's an interpretation that happens. And interpretation leads to mindset changes. Now, another interesting fact about a scientific fact. Darwin has done research across 5 continents, and he has come out with something which some of you would be, most of you would be knowing, that it's called memes of the mind, which means thinking blocks, building blocks of thinking rather, building blocks of thinking. All of us have memes. Now, these memes are capable, it's part of our, our pathological, whatever, anatomical, whatever you can say, it's part of us. And we have this capacity to interpret. And when we read, when we engross ourselves, when we engage ourselves in serious reading, those memes come into play, and those memes are reactivated, and we are in an interpretive state where we interpret the situation around us, and some paradigm shift might happen in the process, and we change our mindsets. Recently, you must have heard of, maybe they have drawn this meme concept from Darwin's theory. Recently, there was this ice bucket meme, where they wanted to create awareness regarding the ALS. There's an ailment called ALS. So regarding that, you must have read in the newspapers. So ice bucket memes, which means they threw ice on themselves to create awareness regarding this fearful disease called ALS. Maybe it is drawn from those memes, but basically Darwin's memes is about the thinking, the building blocks of thinking which can interpret situations. Now, what I have done in my book in an attempt to these 2 books, one is published by Penguin, the other one is by Harper. I am not a story writer, let me tell you. I tell stories. Through my interfacing of socioeconomics with literature, in an attempt to show how art reflects life. Literature can be very articulate in telling you the reality, soft peddling a real situation, and then it gets across to people easily. When you tell a story, when you tell a socioeconomic fact through a story, it gets across to people easily. And that's what I wanted to do in my 2 books. One is on the girl child, her story so far, Tales of the Girl Child. I'll just quickly read the blurb of it, which will give you what it is all about. Deceptively simple in their telling, the stories in this collection are about complex issues, exploitation, physical and emotional, gender and class prejudices so deeply entrenched even in educated minds that they make monsters of men, and the years of negative conditioning that have compelled women to continually question their self-worth. Yet, the characters who bear out these adversities in each of the tales told here, pulsate with life, exhibiting remarkable grit. A little girl asks why she is worshipped on Ashtami Day, when her very presence irritates her mother. A spirited teenager rebels against strict rules that govern her every action and thought. A 7-year-old inspires her grandmother to indulge in the forbidden act of sitting on a swing. And a young woman wishes for her unborn child all of life's little blessings that she herself missed out on. Due to constraint of time, I couldn't go read more about this. So basically, we have all these things which have changed. Then there's another, I have to mention this because this is about changing mindsets directly. This is Jacqueline Novogat's story about her blue sweater. She's not trying to change people's minds so they'll donate a few bucks. She's trying to change our mindset about solving third world problems. So we will invest in sustainable, so that we invest in sustainable solutions. So there are instances, there have been so many instances where we can say that people have been trying to change mindsets through literature. And there's another author, he's doing something called Primility, that is to balance pride and humility through stories. So this is how we can surely say that stories go a long way in changing mindsets.
You said two important things, that is, that experiments, there should be experiment to see whether mindset is changing or not. That is very important. I have also read that about that experiment. And another thing is interpretation. After reading a story, whether the interpretation by the reader is equally important. As I said, it is a bipolar process, the author and the readers. Author is writing, readers are interpreting. If the interpretation is not in the right line, then mindset may not change. That is one thing, a very important thing you said. I have 2-3 questions to ask you, but there is no time. If there will be time, then I can ask after that. Now I will request Honorable.
जिस ज़बान में डिबेट चल रही है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं उस ज़बान में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर सकूंगा. थैंक यू.
Everybody understands Hindi here. हम हिंदी समझते हैं.
जी, तो मेरे लिए ये गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इस लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल में, लिटरेसी फेस्टिवल में प्रभु साहब ने बहुत इसरार करके, जिद करके बुला लिया. छोटे से सोशल वर्कर हैं. मेरा ये मानना है कि लिटरेचर जो है वो माइंडसेट को ज़रूर चेंज कर सकता है.
सर, वही हम बहुत ज़्यादा आपसे चाहते हैं. वी हैव मेनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस फ्रॉम यू बिकॉज यू आर द ओनली मैन मेंबर हियर फॉर द डिस्कशन. You should highlight on this. So please highlight all the things. We expect many things from you, much more.
तो मेरा मानना ये है जो सब्जेक्ट है उसके हिसाब से कई चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो इससे रिलेटेड है लेकिन इस सब्जेक्ट में नहीं मौजूद है. लेकिन मैं ये समझता हूँ कि लिटरेचर जो है वो लोगों के माइंडसेट को ज़रूर चेंज कर सकता है और चेंज कर रहा है. ये अलग बात है कि सोसाइटी पर उसका बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पेक्ट नहीं पड़ रहा है.
Yeah.
और हमारी सोसाइटी और सोसाइटी ने जो वैल्यूज़ बनाए हुए हैं, सही या गलत, कुछ सही हैं कुछ गलत हैं, और उनकी वजह से, उन वैल्यूज़ की वजह से या उन वैल्यूज़ के वकालत करने की वजह से उस पर चलना अपनी सोसाइटी के लिए ज़रूरी समझने की वजह से माइंडसेट चेंज भी होता है तो इम्पैक्ट नहीं नज़र आता उसका जो इम्पैक्ट होना चाहिए चेंजिंग का, वो नज़र नहीं आता.
इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं हो सकता,
नहीं हो पाता है.
Yeah.
फायदा तो तभी होगा ना जब उसके ऊपर इम्प्लीमेंट होना शुरू हो। आदमी सोचता कुछ और है, करता कुछ और है।
वो जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की बात आप बोल रहे हैं ना,
जी
इसके बारे में मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ आपको
जी
कि हमारे जो स्क्रिप्चर्स है, जिस धर्म का भी हो, जो स्क्रिप्चर्स है, जो लिटरेचर है, इसमें डबल स्टैंडर्ड है। औरत लोगों के लिए एक नियम है,
सॉरी इसमें
डबल स्टैंडर्ड रूल्स है।
डबल स्टैंडर्ड।
कि औरत लोगों के लिए एक नियम है तो आदमी लोगों के लिए और दूसरा नियम है। हाउ फॉर इट इज गुड एज यू आर ए ह्यूमन राइट पर्सन, यू हैव फॉट फॉर ह्यूमन राइट्स एंड यू आर ए रियली फाइटर for human cause. I have gone through your biodata, it's very great. Tell me, how far it is human for this double standard rule for man one rule, for women another rule.
हाँ, हमारी सोसाइटी ने ऐसा सिस्टम बना दिया है, ऐसा एटीट्यूड बना लिया है कि वो बिल्कुल साफ साफ डबल स्टैंडर्ड नज़र आता है सोसाइटी में।
Yeah.
और कहने के लिए हम लोग जब बात करते हैं तो अच्छी बात करते हैं, लेकिन हमारे एक्शंस जो हैं हमारी सोसाइटी में वो अपनी बात से अलग नज़र आते हैं। लेकिन इसके अलावा चेंजिंग भी आ रही है, साथ साथ
आ रही है चेंजिंग।
चेंज हो रहा है। अब से 20 साल पहले जो सिचुएशन थी, लोगों का जो माइंड सेट था वो अभी चेंज हो चुका। उसमें लिटरेचर का इतना रोल नहीं है जितना और दूसरी चीज़ों का रोल है। लेकिन बहरहाल चेंज भी हो रहा है। पर है ये बात बिल्कुल सही है कि लोगों का डबल स्टैंडर्ड है और लोग कहते कुछ हैं, करते कुछ हैं और सोचते कुछ हैं। वही सोसाइटी का प्रेशर होता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ों का प्रेशर होता है, तो आदमी एक्शन नहीं ले पाता उसके ऊपर। पर आज अब से 20 साल 30 साल पहले जो सिचुएशन थी उसमें और आज में बहुत फर्क आ चुका है, काफ़ी डिफरेंट।
नो, आप एक ह्यूमनिस्ट है, आप एक ह्यूमनिस्ट है, आप ह्यूमन कॉज के लिए लड़े हैं बहुत। मैं जानना चाहती हूँ, ये जो लिटरेचर है हमारे इंडिया में, हमारे भारत है जो बहुभाषी है, बहुधर्म के है, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। इतना वाइब्रेंट देश तो कहीं भी ये नहीं है। You should be proud of our multi-linguistic and multicultural past of India. हम लड़ते हैं लेकिन we are staying in one country. So how it is?
Sorry, one.
We are in one country, but as if we are not in different countries. So दीवार है बीच में। ये दीवार को जो तोड़ने के लिए लिटरेचर की कोई है क्या भूमिका?
हाँ जरूर है, बिल्कुल है।
आपके नजर में जब कुछ है, एग्जाम्पल विथ एग्जाम्पल, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन टू द व्यूअर्स एंड टू अस, हाईलाइट एंड
एग्जाम्पल ऐसे देना मुश्किल है। ये तो फैक्ट है कि जो दीवार है उसको बिल्कुल लिटरेचर एक इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है। किसी भी दीवार को तोड़ने के लिए, किसी भी दीवार को तोड़ने के लिए सबसे बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट रोल जो प्ले करता है वो लिटरेचर प्ले करता है। कुछ लोग थिंक करते हैं, सोचते हैं, सोच करके उसको लिखते हैं, बोलते हैं, किसी भी फॉर्मेट में हो।
प्ले तो करता है, लिखा तो जाता है, लेकिन होता है क्या?
बिल्कुल होता है, बिल्कुल होता है, लेकिन वो जो जितना होना चाहिए उतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं हो पाता।
स्लो प्रोसेस है।
जी हाँ, स्लो
हो रहा है, वो तो अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
एग्जैक्टली।
प्लीज कैरी ऑन, प्लीज कैरी ऑन।
तो मेरे पास कहने के लिए इस सब्जेक्ट में बहुत ज़्यादा बात नहीं है, सिर्फ इतनी ही बात कहना चाहता हूँ मैं कि ये इस हमारी सोसाइटी का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट प्ले करते हैं जो लोग लिटरेचर से रिलेटेड हैं। तो एक रीजनेबल जगह पे रहना चाहिए, एक्सट्रीम नहीं होना चाहिए। हम लोग जनरली क्या होता है कि जब हमारा एक माइंडसेट खुद का बनता है पहले, और उसके बाद हम उस माइंडसेट के हिसाब से दूसरे के लिए चीज़ों को तैयार करते हैं, प्रेजेंट करते हैं, पेश करते हैं, अपनी जो क्रिएशन होता है, तो एक रीजनेबल जगह पे हमें होना चाहिए, ताकि
दैट मीन्स आप बोलना चाहते हैं कि लिटरेचर के ऊपर भी पाबंद लगाना चाहिए। फ्रीडम ऑफ
ये तो बहुत खतरनाक बात है। ये तो बहुत
आई वांट टू नो।
नहीं, ये तो बहुत खतरनाक बात है कि पाबंदी एक होती है बाहर से लगने की बात। अभी वो दूसरा सेशन
आप
इसी
जो
पर
बोले कि कुछ हद तक
नहीं,
लिखना चाहिए, इससे
नहीं, एक्सट्रीम नहीं होना चाहिए
कोई
किसी।
extreme
देखिए
की बात
किसी
तो
चीज
आता
में भी,
है।
किसी चीज में भी एक्सट्रीमिज्म मुनासिब नहीं
दैट
है।
इज वेरी गुड थिंग।
चाहे चाहे हमारा पर्सनल लाइफ हो, चाहे पब्लिक लाइफ हो, चाहे सोसाइटी की बात हो, चाहे रिलीजन की बात हो, तो जिस चीज में भी एक्सट्रीमिज्म होगा उस चीज में नुकसान होगा।
तो पाबंदी होना चाहिए लिटरेचर में।
पाबंदी बाहर से नहीं होनी चाहिए, अंदर से होनी चाहिए।
अंदर से?
हाँ, बाहर से पाबंदी कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा। हमें खुद सोचना होगा कि हमको किस जगह रहना है और किस तरह से अपनी चीज को प्रेजेंट करना है, किस तरह से हमें कहाँ तक रहना चाहिए मुनासिब होगा रहने के लिए। जी हाँ। तो मैं यही एक हम्बल सजेशन था मेरा इस
क्या है आपका सजेशन?
जी,
आपका सजेशन
मेरा हम्बल सजेशन ये है कि किसी भी चीज में
एक्सट्रीम होना नहीं चाहिए,
एक्सट्रीम लाइन पर नहीं जाना चाहिए कि हमारा ये माइंडसेट है, हमारा ये सोचना है, और वो सोचना बिल्कुल सही है, उस सोचने पर कोई एतराज नहीं हो सकता, लेकिन उसको एक लेवल से जब आगे बढ़ते हैं तो फिर उसके बाद उसमें कंट्रोवर्सीज खड़ी हो जाती हैं, तो उससे हम लोगों को यानी।
लेकिन लेखक लोग तो दीवार तोड़ते हैं ना, उनका काम है दीवार को तोड़ना।
सॉरी,
लेखक जो है ना, पाबंदी को तोड़ना है उनका काम। ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो let me conclude. Before conclusion, I open the dais to the audience to ask questions to the panelists. If you have any questions, anybody, to any panelist, any doubt or anything you want to know from the panelists? No question? One question, okay. Come here, please. It will not be audible.
Hello, no, I do have a mic, so I think it will be audible. My question is addressed to Maulana Ji. I have two questions. The first question is to Maulana Ji. The question is about two texts. One is Satanic Verses, Salman Rushdie, everybody knows about it. The other is Lajja. So I want to know whether वो हद में है या हद में नहीं है. That's my question.
No, you can ask questions relating to literature.
Yes, this is literature, madam.
Yeah.
I have told about two books.
नेक्स्ट सेशन का सब्जेक्ट है, अगले सेशन का ये सब्जेक्ट है, तो
अगले सेशन का?
हाँ, उसमें ये सवाल कर लेंगे तो उस वक्त हम उसका जवाब देंगे।
No, we want questions of this session, not अगले session. Or
Madam, this question is not Agle session. This Maulana ji just said that there are certain limits that literature should not cross. Now I am giving two literary works and asking whether they have crossed the limits or they are within the limits. That's my question.
he has already answered this question. He has already answered this question.
No, he hasn't, madam. He hasn't answered my question. I'm sorry, I haven't had an answer. He just referred it to the next session.
He has already said that there should be some pabandi. Okay.
I got a question. Hello. I got a question. I'm an odd person before all of you.
ठीक है, तो हम हाँ ठीक है, तो
I think जवाब दे चुके हैं.
हम ऐसा देखिए, ये जो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट है जिस पर बात चल रही है, तो वो मेरे सजेशन के जवाब में ये सवाल आ गया है, और स्पेसिफिक इसी के ऊपर अभी अगला फिर सेशन होने वाला है, और बाई चांस मैं भी उसमें मौजूद हूँ, तो उसमें भी कुछ कहने का मौका मिलेगा, इनको सवाल का मौका भी मिलेगा, मुझे जवाब का भी मौका मिलेगा, लेकिन स्पेसिफिक करके ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं, तो मैं ये कहता हूँ कि कई जगह उन्होंने अपनी लिमिट को क्रॉस किया है।
I got a question before the panel. In this fast age technology, is it the media is important or the literature is important in changing the mindset of the society? Society, especially women. Is it the media is important or the literature is important in changing the media in the
Changing the mindset,
of the society?
whether media is important
Or literature is important?
mind is important. Media also needs the help of literature. Without literature, media cannot run.
I mean to say the electronic media, the way it has been created in the scenarios, don't you feel that the electronic media also plays more better than the
No,
literature?
any media cannot exclude literature. They take the help of literature. And we have not excluded media when we are discussing this. You can make a film, you can make a telefilm, you can read a story in media and change the mindset.
The second question is that before the panel, that the madam who's come from Kerala, now the kiss of love has become a very rampant in Kerala. I would like to take your views. In what way you are going to fight in it?
No, this is not the question for this session. We will discuss later. Now this is time. I am concluding. I am placing a result of a study before you because all the three panelists have said that literature can change the mindset, though it is not visible. I have also said to some extent that literature, the mindset changing is very process and not visible, and it is not visible because it cannot be overnight. A study indicates that a majority of book-induced effects were changes in a person's beliefs, commitments to intention to act. In addition, each such change was usually preceded by a dilemma in the person's life that the book dealt with and offered a solution. So if a person is facing a dilemma and that dilemma is dealt with a book and given a solution, it has some impact. The study says that. This is a study, result of the study. However, in one brief panel discussion, no such conclusion can be drawn. We have not drawn any conclusion in this panel. More research, more studies, more thinking, and more meeting of minds, and more important is more reading is needed before jumping to any conclusion. Thank you very much.
Madam, is there scope for one more question?
One more question.
Just one more question addressed to you actually. Can I ask that?
To me.
Can I?
You are asking.
Madam, right here. Madam, the question is that about the influence of literature. Our oldest literature are the epics, our spiritual, our literature, mythology. Those are our oldest literature, and the attitudes that are there in that literature. Let's start with Mahabharata. You already, your Yagyaseni has started off that trend, and Ramayana and Mahabharata. The attitudes to women, which were there in those epics, so many 100,000 years back, have they changed in all these years?
Gradually changing, not totally changed.
Thank
They are still the role models. Sita, Anuswaya are still the role models. It is changing gradually, and even on Yagyaseni, some people said many things. The controversy that Draupadi should not behave like this, speak like this. I have misinterpreted the mythology. So there are differently perceived by different people. But change is coming. It is not totally changed. You see the impact of literature, how powerful the impact is on setting the mindset. The scriptures 1,000 years back is still putting pressure on the mindset of man and women both. So literature has impact definitely, but literature should be that powerful. To change the mindset, literature should be that powerful. And one thing I want to say you, the scriptures, the women characters are portrayed by men only. So therefore I think if women can write, I don't know whether women writers are writing, bold means, bold writing is different, and portraying the women characters realistically is different. So we should come to reality, start from the ground level, grassroots, and portray a realistic picture of women, and then we can have impact on the minds of the reader. If they don't see their face in the mirror, they will not use the mirror. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, for the next session, please. Ma'am, next session. Thank you so much. Well, I would now, so please be on stage. I would now like to invite the editorial director of the New Indian Express, Mr. Prabhu Chawla, to please come on stage and present mementos to all our esteemed panelists. Ma'am, please. We'll have a group photograph and some. And now for the group photograph.